Well, hey there, I'm Emma from English. Today I've got some very common English expressions and idioms to help you talk about working from home. Something that many of us have been getting used to lately, right? Are you working from home? What do you think about it so far? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you feel like you're being very productive? Let me know about it in the comments, I'm curious. In the meantime, I've got 15 English expressions for you to learn to help you talk about working from home and doing things professionally at home. Now, some of them are informal, but you can definitely still use them in a professional context, especially if you've got a good relationship with your clients and your team and your customers. So if you all like to have a laugh together and make each other smile, then these are some really great idioms to use. So let's get started. Lockdown and working from home has shown millions of us around the world that we don't necessarily need to be in the same room to feel like we're together and to connect with each other. And even though video chat is nothing new, it's funny how we've all been getting used to having conversations via video in ways that we didn't really do before. So being able to see each other is so easy now, and it makes such a difference. You probably know that I'm a huge fan of Lingoda, the online language school that offers everything you'll find in a traditional language school, but with the flexibility of everything being online. And what's so great about it is that when you study with Lingoda, you're studying with real people who are just like you via video. You can see them, you can hear them, you can read their facial expressions, their tone of voice, their mood, all of these things that are so important to great conversations. Yeah, there are language apps that you can use, and they're good for some things, like learning vocabulary, but interacting with a robot on your screen, it really isn't the same.
Hello, Emma. Shall we enjoy a walk in the parkland?
What? Joining live online classes with Lingoda, with native teachers and real classmates is so much better. And being online means that you can easily study from home at a time that suits you. Each Lingoda class is a small group class, so you'll always have the chance to participate and get personal feedback at every step along the way. If you haven't tried Lingoda before, well, now is a really great time to see what it's like studying from home. And there are a couple of ways that you can try it out. The first is to sign up for their free offer, which includes 3 group classes that you have to take within 7 days. Or alternatively, use this code to get a €30 discount off your first payment. I'll put the details and the link to join in the description below. If you go and check them out, let me know what you think. So we've all been through quite a bit of change lately, haven't we? Adjusting our social lives, obviously, but we've also had to learn new skills and get organized so that we can actually work effectively from home and when our teams are apart. Now, perhaps you've had to be a little creative getting your workspace set up so that you can actually do your work effectively. So let's start with some really common idioms that talk about learning new things. Anyone feel like they've been thrown in the deep end lately? You might also hear this expression as thrown in at the deep end as well. Either's fine. But this is a really common idiom, especially in a professional context, because it describes that moment when you're forced to do something unfamiliar or perhaps something that's quite complex and without much help from anyone else. You've just got to sort of try and work it out on your own, which is why this idiom is so relevant now, because so many of us have been thrown in the deep end recently because working from home is a very new and different experience. Often at a new job, this happens, right? When you're put in an unfamiliar situation and you're just expected to work it out or to get good results. Your manager might throw you in the deep end to see how you respond under pressure. Something to note about this idiom is that you'll often hear it used in the passive voice. It's good to be thrown in the deep end. It's the fastest way to learn. But by using the passive voice here, we make the experience the most important part in the sentence. It doesn't really matter who threw you in the deep end, right? It doesn't matter. But that's why using the passive is a really good option with this idiom. This is a really great, really common expression to get the hang of something. And it really just means to learn how to do something, especially when it's not obvious or it's not simple. Don't worry, I'll teach you how to use the software. You'll get the hang of it soon. So that just means you'll learn how to do it soon, and then it's not going to be a problem for you. Now, if you've only just recently started working from home, you might still be getting the hang of it. But a lot of us have been working from home for a few weeks now, or a few months. Perhaps you're getting comfortable with it. So I want you to think about the tense that you should be using with this expression, right? Is it happening now, or did it happen in the past? It wasn't easy to sell products to customers on Zoom. It took a while for me to get the hang of it. Or eventually, I got the hang of it. So I want to know, have you been getting the hang of something lately? Definitely share it in the comments. I'm curious. Use it in a sentence. So another idiom with a very similar meaning to that one is to get your head around something, which means to understand something that is challenging or confusing. So have any of you had to teach your parents or your grandparents how to use Zoom or Skype in the last few weeks? I think there have been some painful moments for all of us, right? It took my granny a few attempts to get her head around it, but now she loves it. And you can definitely use this expression in all sorts of contexts, anytime that you're learning something new. Brian ran me through the process yesterday, and I think I've got my head around it now. I think I've finally got my head around how this works. And there's a couple of variations on this idiom as well. To wrap your head around something, or to get your mind around something, which is a bit less common, but you'll hear those different variations from time to time. To take a hit. Now, this is an informal expression that's used to talk about when something suffers damage or loss. So for example, the hospitality industry right now has taken a huge hit due to the coronavirus. Same with the tourism industry. Some companies may have noticed that employee productivity took a hit over the past few months as everyone adjusted to their new home working environments. So can you think of a way to use this expression in a sentence? Can you think of something else that has taken a hit over the last few months? So it has been negatively affected or negatively impacted. And maybe you're thinking, you know what, Emma? Surprisingly, this transition, of working at home now, it's not been as difficult as I was expecting. Then this expression is the one to use. It's been smooth sailing. Now, it's used as an adjective to say that something is easy or it's manageable, that everything is going according to plan, there's nothing you need to worry about. If you're a school teacher or a university teacher, I'm sure when you first found out that you needed to take online classes, you were a bit worried. Maybe you were worried about the technology, or maybe you were worried if your students would even participate in online classes. But hopefully, to your surprise, there haven't been too many problems at all. So when someone asks you, hey, how's it going? You could answer, surprisingly, it's all been smooth sailing. When the schools closed, it was a difficult transition for the kids. But once we got a routine in place, it's been smooth sailing. And you can definitely use this same expression in the negative form to express the opposite idea, right? You can say, it hasn't been smooth sailing. The teams found it really hard to collaborate remotely. Oh, I love this one. A madhouse. Now, this is a place where there is no order and no control whatsoever. I'm wondering if this expression could be useful to help you talk about your home office. It's a really humorous expression, when you're trying to make a joke about how crazy and frustrating a situation is. So if you've got your kids and your partner and a dog and you're all at home, you're all stuck inside, working, studying, eating, cooking, working out in the same space, you could joke with your colleagues about how wild it is. When they're asking you, how's it going over there? How are you coping? You can just laugh and say, it's a madhouse. I will be glad when all of this is over. Or when you're on a video call, when you're talking to a colleague and, your kids burst in. I'm so sorry about the disruption. It's a madhouse around here. But always use the expression with humor, when you're smiling and you're making a joke, right? Hopefully they understand. So if you're cooped up somewhere, you're in a small closed space, a space that you can't escape from. I hate being cooped up inside working when it's a sunny day outside. Or maybe a little more relevant to you right now, there are 5 of us cooped up inside this one tiny apartment. This is a really great idiom to learn and start using regularly. You can use it to say that you are really annoyed or you're really frustrated about something and you want it to end or stop. Like the neighbor that I have on the other side of this wall, he's learning to play the trumpet. And it wasn't so bad before, but now he's home all the time and he practices so much. Like, I don't know when he's getting his work done, he's just playing the trumpet all the time. And I'm sick of it. Are you sick of being cooped up inside all day? If your kids are disrupting you while you're trying to work, tell them you're sick of it. If you're frustrated because your internet speed has halved since everyone is now working at home, call the phone company and tell them that you're sick of it. So it's a really good one to use when you are frustrated and you're annoyed. And since we're talking about being so frustrated and annoyed, let's talk about work meetings by video. There are so many annoying things about online meetings. Mute yourself if your kids are yelling in the background or there's a dog barking. Everyone else in the meeting can hear it. Or if you're working a little later in the evening when everyone else is watching Netflix, how annoying are all of the connection problems? It's like overload, right? So you get video and audio problems, which are pretty frustrating when you have an online meeting. So I've got some expressions to help you talk about that. The first one is to freeze or to be frozen, right? This is, when your connection is bad. Hang on. You're frozen, or you keep freezing, we can't hear you. Another useful one is to say that there's a lag or there is a delay, which is really annoying. So, when someone's mouth is moving, but the voice is behind it. So it's really frustrating to try and understand what's going on. And the last one is to say that the connection cut out. It cut out. I didn't hear you there. I missed something that you said. So all of these are really useful expressions when there are connection problems in online meetings. And this idiom is another one that's really useful in this situation. Hit and miss. So if something is hit and miss, you can't rely on it, right? You can't confidently say that it's going to be good quality and accurate and perfect. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So you could say, I'm really sorry, my internet connection has been a bit hit and miss today. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But you can also use this same expression to talk about something else, the quality of something, The coffee at my local cafe is a bit hit and miss. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Depends on who makes it. Now I want to share a few expressions that will help you during meetings, online meetings or in-person meetings down the track. But hold that thought is a good one because the chances of getting disrupted while you're working from home are quite high, right? Your kids might wander into the room, your dog might start barking, the postman might ring the doorbell, the phone might ring. So it's really hard to avoid these distractions when you're working from home, right? So this expression is a really good one to let someone know that you want them to remember what you were talking about and you want to keep talking about it when you come back in a couple of moments. Okay, so you're asking them to hold that thought. Keep it in your mind while I duck off and kick the kids out of the room.
Oh, I'm so sorry. My son is calling me from the bathroom. Hold that thought. I'll be right back.
This is a really great set of expressions to learn, given all of the distractions that we've been talking about. When you're in an online meeting, you want to make sure that you all stay focused, right? You need to keep focused on what you're doing. You need to stay on track and try not to get off track. So on track is when things are happening as they should be. There's no problems at all. And if something is not happening as you want it to and you want to change it, that's when we use the expression to get back on track. So logically, if something is not on track, it's off track, it's not happening as it should be, right? So I want you to imagine this. You're meeting some of your colleagues to discuss a project that you've been working on, but halfway through, someone's cat walks across the screen, across the keyboard, and everyone starts laughing and talking about how hard it is to work from home. They're talking about their kids and what they had for dinner last night, and anything else except what you should be talking about in the meeting. So you might want to just interrupt the conversation and say, guys, we're getting off track. We've only got 10 minutes left until the end of the meeting, and we haven't even started talking about the marketing budget yet. We should have completed the project last week, but we got off track with a few technical issues. Hey, have you heard this expression before about brownie points? It's quite a funny expression, a humorous expression as well, just like madhouse. It's relevant now, but you can use it at any time because you earn brownie points by getting praise or approval for something that you've done. So if you do something good, you earn or you get brownie points, right? So I've got a good example to share from just yesterday. I had a funny conversation with one of my team members, Kat. She overslept and missed a meeting, which I wasn't too worried about because she works so hard. And I said to her, don't worry, Kat, you've got enough brownie points to sleep in once. But she was like, I know, but I don't want to lose my brownie points. But the funny thing is that these points are not real. You know, they don't get you anything except someone else's good opinion of you. But having brownie points is definitely a good thing. It's really important to have someone's good opinion of you, right? So you would probably earn brownie points with your neighbors if you left a cake on their doorstep for them. Or if your partner cooked a meal and cleaned the whole house for you, you might be a little suspicious and think, why are you trying to earn brownie points with me? So can you think of something that would earn you brownie points with someone in your household at the moment? What could you do to earn some brownie points? Hang in there. Everything is going to be okay. It will become easier. You will get used to it. So this expression is really useful when you want to tell someone not to give up, even though it's hard, even though it's difficult. So if you've got friends or you've got family members or colleagues who are having a difficult time adjusting to this new situation that we're in, and you know they're sharing their troubles with you about how their kids keep interrupting their online meetings, tell them to hang in there. Or if you know healthcare workers and they're exhausted and they're anxious, tell them, hang in there. You know, this won't go on forever. So this is the new norm, my friends. Or the new normal, you know, and we use this expression, it's quite informal, to talk about when our circumstances have changed, you know, and we have to get used to a new situation and get comfortable with it. Obviously, it's a really relevant expression to use right now, but you can also use it in other contexts as well when your life circumstances change. So for me, I had a friend who has just had a baby, and I was saying, I just don't know how you function with only 3 hours sleep. And she said, Emma, it's the new norm in our house. We're just having to get used to it. It's the new norm. So I hope you're hanging in there, my friends, and that you're getting used to the new norm. I would love for you to think of any other English idioms that are relevant to working from home. It's really important right now to find ways to express ourselves, to talk about working from home and some of these challenges. Like I said, if you can think of some others, definitely add them in. But what I want you to do is to choose a few of the ones I talked about today, practice them, pause the video right now, write your sentences, add them into the comments below because I'm gonna be down there checking, giving some feedback and making some corrections if you need it. But this really is the best way to try and remember these idioms and these new expressions, all right? Put them into practice. So that's it, my friends. Stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next lesson here at mmmEnglish. Bye for now.